All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Gooner Eagle Eye, coming into you talk about the Watford Arsenal game. Um, I did briefly mention this in yesterday's show, really just talking about a few things um, that are up and coming, as well as the impending signings that we're actually signing someone. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness gracious me! If I do sound like I'm a little bit how can I say this? Apprehensive or a little bit uh, less zip in my usual speech. That would be because for the very, very first time, I'm doing this in front of someone, and I'm doing this in front of my gal. So it's just putting me off my flow a little bit. And just in case you think I'm saying hello, this motherfucker don't have no girlfriend. Say hello, babe. There you go. See, so you guys can now see I was not lying to you. So anyway, back to the game. Arsenal, Watford. I think what you'll find about this game, as compared to say last week, well, I would say the last couple of opening games, the atmosphere will be a hell of a lot better going into this game. Mainly because that's what signings can do. I think that's probably the thing that Arsene Wenger really has misunderstood with the fans. It's the kind of lift that it gives an atmosphere, that the buzz that it creates amongst the fans, that just we're having impending signings that might not necessarily play tomorrow. And of course, they're not going to play tomorrow. As far as I'm recording this now, although I haven't checked Twitter yet, but as far as I'm recording this now, I don't think we have completed the signings yet, although I know that the medicals are done and dusted. So, the medicals of Perez is done and dusted. So, but I think what you're going to find is we really are. If there's one thing I will say about Arsenal fans, we may not necessarily be fantastic at the Emirates, but when it comes to going away, we are. And especially if we're away and we're in a good mood, we will do it, and we'll do it big. Plus, I must admit, I do like Arsenal-Watford games, especially playing at Watford, because it feels like playing at home. Watford, in a way, is more of a local derby than a Chelsea or a West Ham. It's almost like our second North London derby. They're up the road. They're literally a 20-minute drive up the road. So it'll be a really good atmosphere. I think we'll be buzzing. We'll be right up for it, I think. And we do have good results against Watford. We've beaten them twice in the league last year. The last time we played them at Vicarage Road, we beat them 3-0. When they came to the Emirates, it was 4-0. I know. I ain't forgotten the fact that they beat us for the FA Cup. But I'm talking about the league here. The league, we did well. We did what we needed to do, and that was the most important. That was the most important thing ultimately, because we didn't. It's not like the FA Cup was. Well, don't get me wrong. The FA Cup would have been great, but the league, we needed those league points. So I fully expect it to be a good, buzzing game. And to be honest with you, I fully expect the players. People underestimate the effect that new signings have on players. I think even the players will be buzzing a little bit, having this excitement that two big La Liga signings are coming over towards Arsenal in the next few days. So it should be really good, and I think the players will perform well because of it. So what is the team what's my predicted team lineup? So usually, you guys know the way I do these predicted team lineups. I will make a comment as to what I think I would do, and then I would say what I believe Arsene Wenger will do. So going into the game, I think he will stick with the same back five, and I would stick with the same back five. So that would be Cech in goal, Bellerin on the right. I think as he works his way back to fitness, you're going to see the best of Bellerin again. Koscielny, who was absolutely fantastic against Leicester away, absolutely immense. And alongside him was Rob Holding, who was almost as good. Almost as good. He's for a youngster. He's only 20 years old, but performed really, really well against Leicester. And then Monreal, who is Mr. Consistent. What can you say? He's got to start. Now is the controversy, because I've seen other people's teams. I wouldn't necessarily go with other people's teams. So here's where I'm going to be controversial and go with the team that I think could quite comfortably beat Watford. Now, without a shadow of a doubt, I would start Xhaka. Thought he played quite well against Leicester. I think as you see him working towards fitness, I think he will begin to raise his game and to perform even better. So I honestly see Xhaka playing that game. And then it's the controversy. Now, I believe Wenger will start with Coquelin. I've seen other people believe that he should start with El Nene. I personally would start him with Santi. I would have Xhaka as the main defensive mid, just sitting there threading passes. I don't believe we need to be overly, and which is why I wouldn't put two DMs or two natural DMs in Xhaka and Coquelin or Xhaka and El Nene. I would have two very capable pass masters, and I think in Santi and Xhaka, I think you have that. I think it gives us a little bit of zip and impetus, and that's the way I would love to see us line up in the middle of the park. In front of them, of course, you have to recall the man himself, Mr. Mesut Ozil. I think he needs to be there, the best number 10 in the world. Don't care what anyone tells me. Then on the left-hand side, I think let's stop messing around now. The experiment was a nice idea when it started, but it proved that it wasn't due to work. So I believe Alexis goes back on the left-hand side, as he should, and I think Wenger will put him there. On the right-hand side, I think this one is a straight 50-50 choice. I personally will go with Ox. I have a feeling he'll go with Theo. I'd personally go with Ox. I thought when he came on against Leicester, he did really well. I actually thought he was one of the better players against Liverpool as well. So he's clearly got something to prove. And I say let him go with it. Let's play Ox. Let's see what happens. So I start Ox, but I think he'll start Theo. And then say what you want about Mr. Drew, but I think he's the man for this occasion. I think I'd play him up front. I think Wenger's going to start him up front. I think it's the right thing to do. So let's see what happens. Hopefully, I believe this team will be good enough to beat Watford. I would say 3-1. Don't see us having any over complications. I know that Igalo and Troy Deeney, particularly last season, started like a house on fire, but towards the start of this calendar year, they faded badly, and they haven't really discovered that form back again. So I'm hoping that continues against Arsenal. But I'll say 3-1. I can see this being a comfortable one for us. Short of us doing something stupid, I can see this being a comfortable one for us. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think. Do you agree with the team that I think Wenger will pick? Do you like the sound of my team better? I know Santi is a controversial one, but that's the team that I personally have. That's a team I hope he plays. So let me know what you think. If you're not already, what are you doing? Make sure you follow me on Twitter @ColossalChig. Also, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, oh, okay, I quite like the sound of this guy's videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Having a lot of you subscribe lately, which I appreciate. Hoping to get some more material to you guys. If you missed yesterday's show, go back and watch it. Good show, good half an hour almost jubilant celebrations about our impending signings. So do go ahead and listen to that. And also, you know, I'm sat here with a girlfriend, so I'm not going to be streaming the match like I normally would. Plus, I've got kind of like a dinner thing with a couple friend of ours, so we've got to basically go to their house to actually have this dinner. So I can't see me streaming any matches. What I will say is this: I will attempt, although she don't know, yeah, I'll attempt to watch Match of the Day, and then as soon as I do, she's looking at me now. She said, "I'll watch Match of the Day, and then I'll review it for you based on the Match of the Day highlights." So that's commitment for you guys. I'm risking my own girlfriend's raft just to give you guys a review show. That's commitment right there. So anyway, do keep an eye out for my review show, and keep an eye out for next week when I'm going to be doing it's my week off, so I'm going to be banging out shows left, right, and centre. Let me tell you. So I'm going to be doing a transfer window show that will be on the 31st, so the last day of the transfer window. Keep an eye on that. Otherwise, that's it from me, really. Up the Arsenal, and stay tuned. Take care. Peace.